who wants to repeat this exact one sentence?
What do you mean, saying it or?
Yeah, saying it. Yeah, wherever you are. Yeah.
Okay.
Repeat the sentence and practice. Stand up.
As you inhale, raise your arms above your head, lengthen the spine, and bend backwards.
That's it. This is the classic instruction you can give. That's why that's the first sentence there. And if you now you will see some people sticking their buttocks out, right? That's when you can say firm your buttocks and push the pelvis forward. Like this is how you will see the kids doing, right? As you inhale, raise your arms up, lengthen the spine, bend backwards, and they will be like that. And then you can say firm your buttocks, push the pelvis forward, engage the core. And you can say now if somebody is standing like this, you can say reach strongly through your arms upward. So then you will suddenly see that little, see these are all subtle instructions you can keep adding. One liner, like what she said, was good enough, right? So that much is good enough.
Get you into that pose.
To get you into that pose. So that will become our standard phrase that you have to memorize. So that when you give instructions, it becomes very easy. Next test for you all, whoever can do this, give us that one set of instructions for Surya Namaskars with this script, but not even the whole script. I'm saying as you inhale, lengthen your, raise your arms up, lengthen your spine, bend backwards. As you exhale, so it has to be following the breath. Whoever wants to do that, prepare,
It's easier to say it while doing it.
Correct.
Because then you'll remember ki inhale like ki exhale. Otherwise I will not remember.
That's fine. That's all fine. Key is when you expand your body, it's inhale. When you contract your abdomen, it's exhale. That's a pretty straightforward thing. I understand, but what I'm really asking you all is to practice that one-liner, right? Each time. And whoever wants to guide that in the class will do Surya Namaskars. And we can also have like 9 sets of Surya Namaskars, each one giving one instruction. And 10th one. And whoever did well will get the second round. Okay? We'll do that. So as you inhale, raise your arms above your head, lengthen the spine and bend backward. That's it. Okay? As you exhale, push the hips back, soften the knees and bend forward from the hips. That's it. Okay? All these in the final pose, straighten the knees if possible, place your palms, not even required. The script can be even simpler than this. With your palms on the mat on either side of the feet, as you inhale, step your right foot back. Again with your palms on the feet, not necessary. You can just say, as you inhale, step your right foot back as far as possible, lower the spine, expand the chest and look up.
But in the second one, we do have to tell them bend forward. We have only said till bend forward. We can say and place your palms by the side of your feet.
Yeah.
And Padahastasana. Because that also we have
For
to say.
Padahastasana you have to say.
Yeah, because otherwise we have only bent forward and now we are stuck.
Yeah. Correct. Okay? And it's okay, not to worry, because they are also watching.
They're watching.
Yeah, not to worry. In Padahastasana, you may not be able to place your hands by the side. You may just be like that.
Yeah.
Then place your hands by the feet, step the right foot back. That's
Yeah.
why we have that instruction in the third. With your palms on the mat on either side of the feet, as you inhale, step your right foot back. That's why we went through this over and over and over with all the trial, and we said, okay, if that's not possible, that's why we said, if possible, in 2, right? If possible,
Yeah, if
place
possible,
your palms
place
on the
your
mat
palms.
on either side of the feet. That also is not even a requirement per se,
No.
because for me, doing this is painful. I have long hands, so I go like that. This is my Padahastasana. I will also do this. I don't like that. I lose my balance doing that. So this is my Padahastasana, and then place your hands, palms on the mat by either side of the
Feet.
on either side of the feet, and then inhale and step your right foot back. Okay. Lower the spine, expand the chest. See how when you lower the spine and you expand the chest, you just did
Look
that.
up. In Astra Sanchara.
So left shin is vertical, chest is close to the thigh, all these are subtle points. So that's how we have sort of done this, so that the second sentence, if you don't give that, it still should be okay for the subsequent Surya Namaskars,
Yeah.
right? Okay, then as you exhale, step the left foot back to join the right. See, step the left foot back to join the right. And push, what else?
In a plank position.
Your body is in one straight line and your body weight is balanced on your hands and toes.
Pull your belly.
Draw the belly button in.
In.
Is the extra instruction. Chaturanga Dandasana. As you inhale, lower the knees to the ground. As you exhale, push the hips back. See that? Knees to the ground. Push the hips back and gently
Shashanka.
lower your torso and rest on the heels. Rest the forehead on the ground. Nicely the instructions and the whole body movement flow. And if you read the previous manual, it's like too many instructions, and we just simply with the idea of that was supposed to be manual, not the script. Right? We never had the script, we just had manual and we would go. But this time we took pains to write the script because people were using manual as a script, and then it became so painful that they would be giving instruction after instruction after instruction, and so they would make, I would be standing with my arm half raised and okay, inhale and let me think. So that's how it was. So we worked on this. Okay, so that's the child pose or moon pose, Shashankasana. As you inhale, raise your torso up with the support of your palms, and as you exhale, bring the chest down in between the hands or palms and place the forehead on the ground. Okay? Raise the torso up, raise the chest down. From Shashankasana to Ashtanga pose. No, Shashankasana to Ashtanga pose.
From Chatur Dandasana, we went to Shashankasana.
Yeah, this is 12 step. No, we are not practicing that. We are not doing that.
Yeah,
This is
I know.
12
I'm
step.
just seeing where will I insert
After
that.
4.
Yeah, after Chaturanga Dandasana. Okay, and then go to 8-point salutation. That's Ashtanga Namaskara. As you inhale, raise the head, arch the back, rise up on your arms with palms on the ground directly below the shoulders. Elbows must be straight. Keep the knees off the ground.
You don't really need to say palms on the ground directly below the shoulders all the time because they're
It's already-
anyway planted.
Yeah.
No.
That's
You
the
can
reason we
also
did that is because people move their hands away from the body. Consciously telling them to bring that helps. We have seen this so commonly, and so routinely, in spite of saying it every time. This is only fun. By the way, this script is not like something you use for 12 Surya Namaskaras 12 times, right? This is the first time you give this instruction, and then onwards you want to just say inhale, raise your arms up, exhale, bend forward, inhale, step the right foot back, exhale, step the left foot back to join the right, body in one line, lower your knees down, chest in between the palms, and forehead on the ground, Ashtanga, inhale, lift your torso up into Bhujangasana. See, there are no such huge instructions there. And that also I'll probably sit down and write, and it'll be nice to use them, like to just
Easy
give the
flow.
basic flow. Yeah. And so you teach first this sort of line, and then you go teach the inhale and exhale part. Inhale, head, arms up, bend back, exhale. There's only simple stuff, right? Inhale, arms up, bend back. Exhale, forward bend. Everybody will understand forward bend. Inhale, step the right foot back. Ashwasanjana. You don't even have to say that. Right foot back. Exhale, step the left foot back to join the right. Body one line. Inhale, lower your knees. Exhale, lower your chest in between the palms and forehead on the ground. Ashtanga. Inhale. Rise up to Bhujangasana. See, rise up to Bhujangasana. Everybody understand. Exhale. Bend down to Parvatasana. Lower your body, or you can say hips to the ceiling. That's the best way. Hips to the ceiling, head toward the knees, and heels close to the ground. These are the 3 points. Okay. and that's, then as you inhale, step the right foot in between the palms with a big step. It will be a big step, so they have to do that. Or left knee down, right foot in the, you should have trained that. If you see somebody not doing well, then you want to say, put the left knee down, bring the right foot in the front, and then raise the left foot up. That's the easy way to teach. And then as you exhale, come to Padahastasana, forward bend, joining the left foot to the right, Padahastasana. You can just say, as you exhale, left foot joins the right and come to Padahastasana, forward bending pose. Then as you inhale, rise up into back bend. English is fine. So do all of it second round in English. Then now third round, inhale, rise up, bend back into Ardha Chakrasana, exhale, bend down to Padahastasana, inhale, right foot back into Ashvasanchalana, exhale, left foot joins the right into Chaturanga Dandasana, inhale and exhale, go into Ashtanga pose, don't even need to say anything more. Then inhale, rise up to Bhujangasana, exhale, down to Parvatasana, inhale, right foot front to Ashvasanchalana, exhale, left foot joins the right to Padahastasana, inhale, rise up into Ardha Chakrasana, exhale, down to Namaskara position. See how long did it take? See, these are all things. Use asana names in Sanskrit, use asana names in English. So start with these elaborate instructions. Second one will always be condensed instruction but English names of asanas. Then the third one will be Sanskrit names of asanas. Fourth one onwards, you start counting. Ekam, Dve or any one, ideally Sanskrit is the best way. Ekam, Dve, Trini, Chatvari, Pancha, Shat, Sapta, Ashta, Navadasha. And then once you do 4 rounds and your class is not a new class but after like 4th or 5th class they got the sequence, then you say you count. So they feel like they are part of this whole thing, and so there is no monotony there. And they also taking awareness to individuals gives them a sense of empowerment. I was able to count and breathe, and proper leg is a very nice leg positions you should be saying for the most part because they won't remember. But even that, giving them, putting the focus light on somebody, especially each one, gives them a sense of belongingness and increases awareness because now they are counting as opposed to passively thinking something and doing their Surya Namaskar. Suddenly they have to count. For children it is the best thing to do because especially for children what we do is we ask them to come to the demo mat. We keep one demo mat and they love to do that because now they are the center of attraction and everybody is watching them, and at least no matter how many times they are like, the Chaturanga the Ardha Chakrasana is going to be like that, right? You would have corrected them a million times, they still do it. And when they are there, they know they cannot do that. They are fully aware of what is right and what is wrong, but they take the shortcuts. But when they are on the demo mat, it will be a nice demo. And then they go back again the same, which is okay. At least they know what is right, what is wrong, right? And you can't correct like 10 kids. So no matter how much you correct them, they make mistakes. They cut shortcuts. So all of these techniques. So Surya Namaskara has a lot to learn, and in terms of both practicing and teaching, and there is a lot to contribute using Surya Namaskars. Okay, so now, all right. So let's go on to the next session. Okay, so let's today move on. Any questions? Anything to add? Any experiences? Any feedback? I'm tired of just one person speaking, so we really want feedback from you with respect to all that has happened so far. It doesn't have to be just today's class.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's more informative, but probably what I felt is it's too much information in the span
You got this too much information.
yeah.
We have structured it and reduced asanas, we have reduced the curriculum, lot of things have reduced. But see, that's the subtlety of yoga. It's not, that's why we are not going to all the other details. We are simply staying focused on only those asanas. But those asanas and those practices do have a lot of subtle points. And you have been practicing, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, those who are coming to teacher training have been practitioners. And so now you are ready to get more information to practice well. So don't get carried away by the information because it has gone inside you already, and you have already modified what you were doing earlier. A lot of things have already changed
Right.
because once you learn, you cannot unlearn it. You've already got it. But what happens is there will be so much, like let's say one downward dog, right? Simply just a downward dog. You would be practicing fine. 90% of the practice aspects would be fine with Anushri, except one maybe heel to the ground. Oh yeah, that's one thing I haven't done. But otherwise she was okay with the rest of the things because all the other instructions meant nothing to her because she's doing it fine. So she got that heel to the ground part. The other one would be keeping the chin up, and I said no, let go of the head and let it be down. And then, oh, that's the part she got. And
Very good.
the third would have gotten, I used to be tight here. Now I know how to relax that part. And the fourth one would say, oh, sucking the abdomen in. I did not know that part. The rest of it I knew. And the fifth one would be doing all wrong, and she learned so much more. So this is how it is going to be, right? Everybody is different and they are getting different aspects of it. So it seems like a lot of information, but that lot of information is distributed in different ways. It looks like, oh, there is a candy, platter of candy, but you get only one candy out of that.
Yes.
So it's not too much for you. You eat only one candy,
Yeah.
but the
Whatever-
candy,
whatever-
don't think you have to eat the whole
Yeah.
platter of candy. That's not meant for you. That's how you want to look at this.
Not feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, so don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah. And that too in the span of few months, so probably we'll get all the subtle points
Yeah.
clear. Yeah.
It's not even a few months, I'm learning till today.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since I finished my teacher training. And I was practicing some 10 years before that, very seriously. And since age 12 I have been practicing. Not so seriously, right? Typical teenager and this and that. But for 20 years I have been pretty much practicing. For 10 years I'm pretty much teaching. And yet, just until last study group yesterday, there was still something that I had to learn. We do faculty study groups. So, yeah, it never stops. So don't think you will have to learn everything in two weeks. It's not, 2 months, it's not going to happen. But you will see that at every point, aha, now I know. Oh, this is it. We all have this feeling. That's it. There's nothing much to learn. The next thing, there is something much bigger in terms of plane. There is a whole plane of learning. And then you go into a next plane of learning, and there is a whole bunch of experience lying there for you. So it's a very long journey, but it's at every point there is such a, you don't feel like it's a long journey because it's a long journey of rewards. Who doesn't want that? It's like you're going on a boat ride and it's just beautifully taking you through all the curves and ups and downs, and you are sitting in the boat and and if I say, hey, come out, you will say, hey, no, I want to sit more, right? You see those kids doing the skiing, they don't want to come out of skiing.
The pleasure,
The pleasure is that good. It's not pleasure in the material sense, it just starts getting, initially it's a material pleasure too, right? Just the feeling of good in the body is a material pleasure. At a physical level, at a gross level, it's still good. Because we are not denying one over the other. We are not saying material pleasure is bad. It's it takes you to the higher and higher planes. So you have to you cannot just say body can rot and die because I am not the body. I am the spirit, I am the Atman. You cannot say that. It's the ladder. I cannot deny the first step of the ladder and straight away go to the fifth step. There's no way I can go to the fifth step. So everything has to happen in its plane. So gross level at the body, understanding the benefits, and then you start breathing through that, and as you start mastering, you stand in the pose, you practice the pose, you are just in Brahmananda at that point. To get there is not going to be easy. A lot of hoops have to be crossed. So don't get over that. Okay? See, these feedbacks help. If I go on talking, I don't know what to give you. You have to ask. You will get that.
Yeah.
So that's another beauty of it. The more you ask, the more it is catered to you as an individual. And the more you ask, like any one or two asks, the more the whole class gets. I like questions that way.
Yeah.
When somebody asks questions, I'm like, wow, okay, so questions are coming, that's good. Not all questions can come from me because it may not be my experience. So do ask questions, bring your curiosity. And that happens only if you also do your own sadhana. Take this, do something, and next day you have questions. That means you have done your homework. If there are no questions, it means nothing much is happening behind. So teacher knows what is happening through your questions. Your personality is decided by, in a typical classroom environment, your personality is decided by your questions. When it comes to student and teacher, it is the questions that define you. Do you know that? It is your questions that defines you. That define you.
Usually, I don't get questions, so that's my problem right from me.
That you asked a very good question and you are saying I don't get questions. You are the one who asked such a question. So it defines you. That's a good thing. So we don't want to ask questions. Not that we don't have questions. So develop the tendency to just voice out your questions and concerns. Anything. It's okay. We may sound foolish, but never hesitate asking questions. That makes you the best student. Your questions defines you as a student. And a good teacher, I won't say there is anything like a bad teacher, but the effective teacher, let's put it this way. An effective teacher is the one who encourages and waits and probes until you have questions. Because there is no teaching anywhere, it's only learning. Yeah, and that happens only through question answers. The entire Vedanta, Indian philosophy, is written as questions and answers. Bhagavad Gita is nothing but questions and answers, nothing else. Krishna is sitting there and doing Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Stapaya Madhava, Keshava, whatever he says. Okay, he says, fine. I will take the Ratha and put it in between the armies. Okay, what do you want me to do now? He looks at that whole crowd and he says, my uncle, my aunt, my this, my that. And then he says, I cannot fight this war, I cannot. The whole one chapter of lamentation. I cannot fight. Krishna is just sitting there. Is he answering? He's saying, hey, shut up, fight now. No. He says, tell me, what can I do now? I surrender to you. I want your help. Tell me, what should I do now? That's when Krishna opens the mouth. So we have no business in telling you. We are sitting here to answer your questions. There is some material which we have to share for you to trigger your questions. After that, it's just you. Okay? Alright, let's move on to the next aspect, which is pranayama. Last part of the class is pranayama. Hopefully you have digested your food. Do you want to video record or you want to just do the audio?
Yes. Can I?
Yeah. Okay. And today will be a complete experiential session since we have already learned a lot of concepts last time. So sit comfortably. And start watching your breath. Keep watching your breath. The speed of the breath, the depth of the breath. And the Kevala Kumbhaka, suspension of breath. After every exhalation, before the next inhalation. We'll begin the session with the starting mantra. Sahana. So the Pranasedam. Simply listen to the mantra. Pranasedam vashet sarvam tridive yat pratishtitam mateva putran rakshasva shrischa prajnancha videhi naiti. With that reverence to the pranic energy and with the request to protect me as the mother protects the child. Let us start with Kapalbhati. Make fists of your hands and with thumb tucked inside, fingers curled around, placing at the navel region, knuckles pointing upward. We'll now practice Kapalabhati, 60 breaths per minute. People with any hypertension issues or women during active menstruation, you may want to practice Sahaja Pranayama, simple breathing. Let's begin. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue. Keep your eyes closed. 60 breaths per minute. Don't increase the speed yet. Increase the power, not the speed. 10 more. Gently stop the practice. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Exhale and observe the cessation of breath. Watch the cessation of breath that happens naturally. Keep your eyes closed. And gently 120 breaths per minute, doubling the speed, but not beyond your capacity. Listen to your body. Again, any hypertension issues, keep it to 60.